What's up, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of
Hold on to your edges.
Yes, a weekly podcast hosted by me, Angel Akita Moore, also known as That Chick Angel, and
Risha Webb.
uh, what up? As you all already should know, Hold On to Your Edges is a new pop-in podcast where you get to hear the random ass conversations that me and my little sis, my play cousin, have all
Yeah.
the time.
Early time.
All
Have
the
a
time.
seat at the table, yo.
Have a seat, get your drink, and hold on to your edges because we about to snatch him.
Snatch it. We about to snatch.
Uh, because me and Brescia are so talented. I mean, we're just, it's the triple threat that we are. I mean, we're quadruple threats.
Gas us up, Angel. Gas us up.
I mean, what can't we do? That would be a shorter list than naming off the things we could do. We like to start our podcast off with a beautifully improvised song. But before we start into the song, I have to introduce you all to our guest, the also multi-talented, multi-hyphenated, looking 24, but he might be 62. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Mr. Jay Lee. What's going on?
Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
All right.
Right.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We are so happy to have you, Jay Lee. I told Breach, I was like, you know who we should put on here? I was like, let's get Jay Lee. She was like, yeah, that's good. I was like, especially because he's got a movie that he wrote, directed, and produced coming out, and he can, go in here and let everybody know what he's doing.
Right.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm,
And I also want to give a quick shout out before we get more into Jay Lee, and then we like truly start the show. I want to give a shout out to my Patreon, the people I call my immediate family, people call my angel wings that are watching this live. What's up, Patreon family?
What's up, cousins?
Yes, they are here giving us already the hilarious commentary.
I see.
They are
I see
already molesting Jay Lee with his eyes. They said Shantae, who I can always depend on, said he can snatch his clothes off and leave the edges, baby. Okay,
he can snatch my clothes off. Okay, that's what she said.
She said hers. Oh, see,
my clothes off. Okay,
listen.
All you gotta do.
What they gotta do? What we broke up.
You know what I mean? Like if you stand like this,
then you rip them off.
Yeah, you get a little handful here, a lot of core strength, and just it just come. You know what I'm saying? Edges stay intact.
Jay Lee, say less. These ladies in here say less.
Say less.
Okay, they're like, say less. Here's my address.
Come on.
Turn up.
Yes, they're like, we've been quarantined. We've tested positive for
by the way,
for COVID. Come on.
Negative. Okay.
I also grease scalps. You know what I mean? You know.
Don't be selling yourself out here because these women come to win. Okay.
Yes, they do. They do.
We come to win.
We like to start off every podcast showing, our skills and talent just to bless the people because people need better music out here. And me and we should put out platinum hits.
Yeah, bringing in witty right now.
Right.
One of the things that I know about Jay Lee is that he is a mastered pianist.
Okay, did you know?
Yeah, like twinkle finger.
Tell him where you went to school. Tell him what you could do.
Yeah,
that's it. You hit it on the head, just like that with the neck, with the gooseneck.
All of that. So, I'm gonna start off with a song, that was given to me topic wise by my angel wings, my Patreon family, and Bree will pick it up, and then Jay Lee, we want you to show these people what you're made of. You understand?
You can do a little rap or whatever your spirit brings.
I have no idea what's happening, but I'm gonna figure it out.
You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
you're gonna figure it out. Okay.
I'm so excited to know the topic. Okay, surprise me.
I lay down my head on his lap. But no, I'm not taking a nap. I pull it out his pants and I wrap around my head.
Sing.
And I slap on his knob. I give it all the spit because that's how you do it. And I pull and tug and pull and tug and pull. Praise you.
I always have a wet mouth, never letting that go. I always do my part after he shows me his art. In between my legs, I feel intrigued to give him all of my throat. I back it up and slob on it until there is a nice mixture in my mouth. My mouth, all the nutrients, all of the blessings that never went inside my quad, went inside my mouth. No one ever knew that I could do what I do. Now he's sprung, and, and I am never giving it back. My dick. Go, Jaylee.
Go, Jaylee.
Enough! I am the bad guy. And on this here stage, I'm from St. Louis, which is the show me state. You're gonna have to show me. Commence!
In my mouth. Put it in my mouth. It goes down south.
Yes.
I put it
Yes.
in my mouth.
Enough. Off with their heads. Get it? Hammered.
I'm done.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I was the bad guy.
Brilliant. I feel like it needs to be recorded.
Yeah.
That needs to be recorded.
Doesn't it?
I put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
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 A light change on stage.
Yes.
It's a big one. The chorus in the back.
Big one.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved the what is it? What is it? I will never turn back. What's that show? God, brain fart.
Oh, I don't know.
What's the big one that everybody loves?
Game of Thrones.
No.
The Broadway show. The Broadway show.
Hamilton.
Hamilton. That was very Hamilton.
Was it? Did it give you Hamilton
very
feels?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
part was so Hamilton. I needed that, Jaylee. Thank you.
I just want to help.
I mean, that was great.
I think that's the best one we've ever done.
You guys have
It was definitely the best one we've done thus far. So thank you again. Thank you, Patreon, for the song suggestion and the style, and Jaylee for being committed to the monologue with inside of the song. Because if we're doing Broadway, that's got to happen.
That's what happens.
That's
the
what
song
happens.
and then theatrics, song and then theatrics, right? Beautiful music, boom.
Boom.
It's here.
Cry,
It's here.
death.
Yeah, all of it. All of it.
Joy.
We gave it to it. Off with their heads. That was the perfect punchline.
That was so good. Oh,
It was
brilliant.
you came. Yeah, you came with it. Obviously, our co-host is now here, Amar. So if you hear my child jingling keys or talking, it's because he's ready for his time.
Ready.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is the moment, and again, we're going to get back to Jay Lee, but this is the moment where me and Brescia like to talk about the things, and Jay Lee would love for you to join this part of the conversation that have snatched our edges from the headlines, from Black Twitter, wherever, that made it go, what?
Yeah.
So, Brescia, do you have edge baby hair edges snatchable moment?
Thank you, Amar. Thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Yeah.
I just found out today, and I always suspected this, but Twitter has confirmed that Beethoven is Black.
Yes, he is.
He's one of us, guys. Okay. Of course you knew that. Of course you knew that.
My husband knew too, Jay Lee. My husband was like, yeah, Beethoven Black.
I mean, who can be deaf? He's already an overachiever. He's deaf. And he was writing symphonies, like a master of several.
Yeah.
Prolific.
Prolific.
Yeah, we were just talking about, I was just talking about this to Kev on stage, and I was like, I wonder if he had actually written more bass into his songs, but he was just like, I don't need them to know I'm Black just yet.
Keep it here.
Right.
He was like, real. Like if originally, if it was like, and he was like, maybe if I just take that out, they won't know that my name is not, Vaughn.
I also like the guy who's in the studio who's telling them, hey man, you've been sliding under the radar for the first 31 sonatas and 2 symphonies.
Yeah.
Pull it back. Like,
Pull it back.
You gotta have somebody in the booth.
Yeah.
Like, hey bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to it while I was driving today, and that shit hit different when I know he Black now.
I just assume everybody that do something good is Black, but that's just me. I'll be like, oh yeah, that was a Black person. They were like, was it? I don't know, but it sounds good to say. Like, I'm sure that there is some Black connection, and I'm going to claim that. Right.
And I mean, by the way, though, it's super in our face. It's simple. What does Beethoven start with? What letter does it start with?
B.
I mean, what does Black start with?
Okay,
B.
All right, that's the part.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, Bo, you understand? I'm trying to get your people learned. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. You know what I mean? Easy breezy.
Easy. Boom.
Get them learned on today.
This is
Montreal. His name was Montreal. And it was like, you German, Beethoven.
Yay, boy. You know what I'm saying? Come up in this piece.
There's going to be a whole bunch of rappers named Beethoven now.
Yeah.
They were like, call me
Beethoven, baby.
They're going to be like, call me Bay. Beethoven. They're going to spell it Bay too. Call me Bay.
Call me Bay.
My hair snatchable moment has to do with, it's so funny to me that these like $1 and $1 billion corporations are now feeling the heat. What are you laughing about?
They got me. That legit got me.
You know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
My hair snatchable moment is all these $1 billion and $1 million corporations finally feeling the heat, and they're like, oh, we better clean up house. And they're like, you know what? Aunt Jemima might be racist. We should get rid of her.
You think?
Like, y'all used to have her in the straight up slavery uniform prior to giving her a relaxer and a roller set. Like, it's not as if y'all don't know what y'all had her as, and now because y'all like, yeah, they might come and set our whole factory on fire. Blew me. I was like, really now? Like, y'all have had several years where y'all could have been done changed this and called it either by a different name or just given it something else. And they finally, when they were like, these white folk are now angry with Black folk, we better change because they are going to come and sue us. Something's going to happen. So we need to fix it right now. So that's just been snatching my edges because I'm like, Pepsi Cola, y'all have known this has been racist. This is not something new. But
what did they do racist? Pepsi?
Pepsi owns the brand of Aunt Jemima.
Oh, well, did you
Can I
know?
tell you
Did
something
you
else?
know the jail? They're one of the main like workers for Pepsi Cola.
I can believe
Like,
it.
yeah, I
can
could
believe
But
it.
you know, I wonder if they do know. If you
Okay.
live in a world, if I live in a world where I go outside and I kick puppies all day, every day, that's just what I'm doing as a fucking
Ah, the
person.
puppies.
Exactly. Because if all of us are puppy kickers, there could be somebody across the street that's like, hey, bro, that ain't it. And then you do that for years, and then somebody finally gets through to somebody, and people start getting fired and dragged and all the stuff. And then in their mind, they're like, oh, I didn't know. So I'm not excusing it. But what I'm saying is that environment is so normalized, they're not even thinking about it.
Right.
They're not thinking about it, but at the same time, though, as someone who is raising kids, like a child don't like to be hit. Okay, right? You know what I'm saying? So, if you're not mentally unwell, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You realize like the behavior that this person is getting, I wouldn't want on myself. So,
But see, here's the deal. This is what y'all missing. Y'all are so evolved and amazing and loving. Your normal is not a sociopath's normal. So you can look at abnormal behavior and be like, duh, that shit ain't it. But if you're a sociopath and you don't know it, it's gonna take all your people to get fired and punched in the face.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I just choose not to give all white people that pass. Like,
you're not giving. I understand. You ain't giving no pass. I understand. I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, some might be sociopaths, but others are just complacent. Some might be like the sociopaths are probably the ones who started it, but then the rest
complacency.
Yes, the rest are complacent.
I'm with now. Okay, I'm with you because the complacency is where you get
yeah, that's where it gets sticky. Jay Lee, did anything snatch your hair, your eyebrows off, your facial hair off? Did anything snatch?
I think when two things. One, I think like Chase or one of the banks is like taking a half day for Juneteenth.
What?
That's what I heard. Right?
Yeah, Anna Jane just said it.
And I also, but my thing is, well, don't do a half day. For the other half of the day, give me the $3 trillion we owe. So just go ahead and deposit that in every black person's account on Juneteenth.
I'm
gonna go ahead and need that. I'm gonna run that. I'm gonna need that.
Run me that money. I don't need that. I don't need the stimulus. I need that. I need that reparations.
You could take this $1,200. Thank you very much. Use this $1,200 to buy stamps and send all my black people $3 trillion. There you go.
Boom. Hey.
That part.
Run it. So yeah, but that made if it was some edges snatched or eyebrows raised or bald hair pulled off, whatever it is, that was it for me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Like, what's crazy? You know, people don't really want to give out. They don't want to give reparations. What's crazy is that it's not like we would be ahead if we got reparations. We would still wouldn't be even. So I'm like,
can I tell y'all something though?
What?
I get reparations all the time.
How? What'd you do?
Listen, I'm about to put y'all on game.
Come on, Jay Lee.
Listen. Is it illegal?
No, it's a mindset shift.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Go ahead.
It's a mindset shift. Ready? I get a little bit of reparations every day. If it's a parking spot and I see a non-black person go for it, I'm a nice guy. Normally I give it. I'll whip in that bitch. And when they look at me mad like that was my spot, I say, reparations. I'm walking in the door. I don't hold the door for nobody but black women. I will actively close the door after black women. And people go, what the fuck you do that for? And I'll be like, reparations. And if they get mad, I say, you know what? You see how uncomfortable you felt for 3 seconds? Sit in that. Sit in that.
For the rest of your life.
Sit in that.
I love this finger. I love this finger.
Turn that motherfucker up.
Sit in that sit in that. No, I need money. I'm glad that you found a way to have a monetized, monetary way.
Oh,
but
I need that too.
Money. Oh, okay.
But
No,
until
I
that
just need
check
some
cleared,
policies. I just need some new policies.
I understand.
Stop
You
putting
said-
out black men in jail. Stop
Okay,
putting so I can have a husband, okay?
you said,
Because they all in jail. They
I
were
can-
entrepreneurs outside.
and they were making a way. Okay, I don't know way. So let's dig in a little bit deeper on who Jay Lee is, just in case people don't know. So Jay Lee, one of the reasons why we picked the topic that we're going to get into is that Jay Lee is the ultimate hustler, and I don't mean it in a way of like he's over here selling, cigarettes for $1 on the corner. Jay Lee takes his talents and he makes them accessible to people who can make things happen and is able to make moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met Jay Lee. Oh, Lord.
Hey,
Lord,
you
Lord.
low key know me longer than a lot of people.
That's what I
didn't even know.
That's what I be telling folk. I'll be like, it's so funny because I still call you by the name that you introduced yourself to me as.
Jason?
So when people, so when people are like Jay Lee, I'm like, you mean Jason? And they're like, yeah. That's why I had to ask you, how did you want me to introduce yourself? Because listen, you don't get to change names on me. You are what you are when I met you.
Yeah, right.
So
Mama call him Clay.
I'm gonna call him Clay.
I'm gonna clap.
So me and Jason, aka Jay Lee, met back in 2003 at URTA's, which is the University and Regional Theater auditions. In Chicago. We were both auditioning for graduate schools at the time. And
I met Angel in the waiting room, and she was like, "Hey, you look real cool and talented. What's your name?" I was like, "Oh, it's Jason, but I think in a couple years I'm gonna switch it to Jay Lee." She like, "That's what's up." And she said, "We should go in here and do like a little Broadway improv." And I was like, "That's what's up." And then we went in, and she was like, "I put it in my mouth," and I didn't get into grad school.
That's what happened.
I was like, what happened?
Yeah, I didn't get in. She sang it, and I froze, folks. That's why I was ready tonight.
Oh, okay, all right, but
I froze, and I didn't get in.
Like
okay.
the show
I don't remember it that way, but we definitely met. We definitely hit it off, and we definitely exchanged information to stay in contact with each other. I don't remember about doing the improv. I don't remember that, but maybe that happened.
That's why I remember the song. That's why I was so ready. I'm like, damn, I've been waiting on this comeback.
Boom. Boom, there we go. And then fast forward maybe 1 or 2 years. So we're talking about 2000, it was either in 2004 or 2005. I was at a bar with my girlfriend and she was having conversation with someone. I think I was sitting at the bar just thinking, why am I even here? And then she turns around feeling really proud of herself. She was like, "Angel, let me introduce you to this guy I met. Angel, meet Jay Lee." And I was like, "Jason?" I was like, "Jason? What you doing?"
Can I tell you what that's funny for everybody watching? So on my end, it was a spot in Hollywood on Sunset. It was a little joint you could go to. It was cool. I'm by myself. I don't know nobody. I just moved to LA. And I go to I'm looking at the bar and I see these two very shining, beautiful black women, sitting at the bar.
You better
and I'm
know
like, they look cool. But they was completely clowning this dude that was trying to talk to them. Or one of them in the situation. So I don't know if you remember this, but this is how I ended up even striking the conversation up. It was a dude, he just struck out. I don't know what happened, but he had that look of defeat that all men know. Like, this ain't happening. And his shoulders just was like he just, and then as he walked away, y'all turned to each other and was like, So I was like, damn. I said, man, I hope nobody talk about me like that. And then that's what made her laugh. And then we was like, oh, hey, I'm Jason, boom, boom, boom. And then when she introduced me to you, I'm like, Angel?
Right. I was like,
but that was him.
I know him.
Yeah.
Now, this is back when I was still in grad school. Jay Lee had just moved out here. So none of us were making money. We were just out here.
I was still in my car.
You were living in your car?
I was living in my car, yeah.
I wish you would have told me.
Really?
I don't know if my white roommate would have allowed it, but I'm like, you could have slept on my couch.
Why you think I came over to y'all? I was tired. I had no money. I was drinking water with ice. I was like, man, maybe they got a couch in this motherfucker.
If I would have known, I would have definitely. I don't allow my friends to be home.
Wait, where did you go to school, Jay Lee?
I went to Indiana. I went to Indiana University for undergrad. Tried to get in grad school. The notes I got for put it in your mouth, I definitely did not get into any grad school in the country. So at that point, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead, just move to LA, and I'm gonna just, get it cracking.
Listen, you saved yourself so much debt. Just know that by coming out here.
God, so much debt.
Fast forward to Jay Lee's out here hustling, grinding. Jay Lee starts working for. Were you working for Seth MacFarlane's production company?
Kind of. I was the receptionist at Family Guy.
Thank you. You were the receptionist. I was like, I knew you worked as a receptionist, and I thought it was for his production company. He was the receptionist at Family Guy. Now, the reason why I want to make this very clear, Jay Lee did not move out here to be no receptionist.
He's a classical pianist.
Even though he's cute, he did not want to sit at the desk just to greet people with his smile. He came out here to be an actor, to like all of us did. Okay, Jay Lee being ready for the opportunity was able to. You were able to get a part on The Family Guy, like do one of the voices, correct? Do a couple of voices.
Yeah, well, it was for American Dad.
For American Dad, yes. And then
they did a cutaway and then the voice.
And then where did it go from there? Like you started off getting a voice. Now tell us.
I'm more interested in how did you get that job to be a receptionist at that desk? Because that's a very sought out job.
Okay, do y'all want the funny answer or do y'all want the spiritual answer?
Both. I'm here for spirit.
Which one you want first?
I want the spiritual.
Spiritual answer is this. I've been blessed with a certain set of abilities that just so happen to fall under the umbrella of entertainment, film, TV, music, performing. Because of that, I got the job at Family Guy because I made the decision back at Indiana University that I was moving to LA. And I was so 100% excited about the decision that once I made that decision, the doors started to becoming laid out, but I had to go through the first one. So the second part of the spiritual answer, I graduate IU, I go back home to St. Louis. I was a musical director for West Side Story. I made like a little bit of money, paid off some bills, but I'm living in my mom's house, and I know I want to come to LA. Mm-hmm. But I'm spending my money, and I'm like paying bills or whatever. Anyway, I get down to my last $200. My brother worked at MasterCard. I thought about going to work there, saving some money for 2 years, then moving to LA. I thought about going to play maybe basketball, like overseas, make some money. I tried out for this semi-pro team in Iowa. Like I was like, I'm gonna save some money and then go. But I got down to my last 200. I looked at it and I'm like, if I crack this $100 bill, if I go below 2, I'm not leaving St. Louis for at least 2-3 years. So I went in the back, I said a prayer, and I was like, God, I was like, listen, because this is how I talk to God. I was like, hey, I'm ready for what? I was like, look, if I'm supposed to stay here in St. Louis, and by the way, before I finish this story, I've said this before, but be careful what you ask for because you might get it. But I got to a point where I was like, look, if I'm supposed to stay in St. Louis, fuck it, I'll stay. But if I'm not, I said, let me go out there and do it like it's never been done. I remember that specific prayer. Mm-hmm. Next thing I know, he was like, she, it, her, him, was like, take your ass to LA. I went to the front. I said, Ma, out. She was like, okay. Drove to LA. Now, why do I tell that story? In Indiana, I met a dude, knew a guy, knew somebody. Gave me the number to 2 people. One was a junior executive at New Line Cinema, and the other was a makeup artist. By the way, not a junior executive, a junior assistant. Like he was the assistant to an assistant. So when I hit him up, I'm like, yo, you work for New Line. I love Menace to Society. Shit, put me on. He's like, I don't have no juice. Long story short, to wrap it up, he was the one that called me up like 3 or 4 weeks later and said, there's an opening at Family Guy. Do you want it? You should go apply for it. So then I went and applied for it. I got hired and I was at the front desk and I was like, hey, God, my bad. I said, let me go out here and do it. And he was like, yeah, sit your ass down, validate parking. So that's how I ended up getting a job at Family Guy spiritually. The funny story is I was working at Guess in Riverside when I first moved out here. I ain't had no money. And then I was like, I just need a gig.
You just need to get it. Is that what you said?
I need a gig. I need some money. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. But it was ordained in a way because that's how I met Seth. Like it just
it set up everything that you're doing now, and you just had to say yes to it.
Yeah. So I didn't mean to get all deep on y'all.
No. That's what we love.
That's what we're here for. All right.
That's holding on to our edge.
You're sitting there at the desk. You're validating parking. You're answering the phone. Hello, Family Guy. This is Jay Lee. How can I assist you?
Yeah.
How in the world did you get them to give you, regardless of how big it is, any line on any Fox animated show is like getting a nugget of gold? Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, how did you get them to say, oh, you know what, Jay Lee, come in here and do this voice real quick?
Black man.
It was already destined. Like it wasn't like, I don't know how to put it. When you're in your light and you're on your path, there's nothing that can stop it. So it wasn't, I got them to give it to me. Mm-hmm. It was under, I don't know how, you know what I mean? Like I was at the front desk.
Being Jay Lee. They said Jay Lee's a funny guy. Let's see if Jay Lee can go behind the booth and do this.
Is that what it was?
So one of the writers, Chris McKenna.
God dang it. Okay,
came over. Okay. Came to the front. He said, Jay, we pitched this bit on American Dad for this character. Somehow your name came up. And then it said, oh, we should see if Jay Lee will do it. And then they said, fuck it, we only gonna do it if Jay Lee says yeah. So they came to me at the front. I was at the front like writing or something. They said, do you want to do it? And I was like, all right. So that's how I ended up doing my first voice.
His first voice is what he said.
First voice, guys. He was in Lion King as well. Let's be clear.
Oh,
the new Beyonce.
I was.
He was in Lion King, the live action version. Now, I want y'all to understand this because a lot of people ask me, because I do voiceover work. They're like, I want to get into voiceover work. How can I do it? And I always say, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Voiceover work is the hardest. Even Mars agreeing. It is the hardest industry. It is harder to get into the voiceover world than it is to get on television. I think it's way easier to get onto television as a your face on television than it is to get your voice on to television. Yeah. The fact that you got onto one of the most watched shows as far as an animation at the time, just because you were a receptionist. I mean, definitely that's the ordained part of it. But we didn't bring you on here to talk about how your blessings just stacked up. We brought you on here because I feel like in watching the trajectory of your career, once opportunities came open, you begin to seize them and turn them into something bigger, right? Yeah. Like, because a lot of times, and it's not so much about like being actors, because most of the people who listen to us aren't actors. They're people who live out in the Midwest, out east, right? They're just living their life. So this is more so to translate into just the real world. You know, we can be presented with the best opportunities, but if we don't seize them and turn them into something else, once the opportunity is over, it's like, what is the next step? So we really wanted to bring you on. That's why we're calling this the hustle. what does that come from? Because you have done so much more. Like you went.
He has a movie that he directed, produced. I mean, I saw your first film, and I was like,
Risha's in it, by the way.
yeah,
Risha's in my movie.
Typical Wednesday.
Because
He's in
Jay
my
Lee
movie.
forgets that he knows me and doesn't actually cast me anything. But we'll say
Listen,
that
you know you wrong for that. You wrong for that, Jay Lee.
I've
She
known
could have been in the
you
movie.
You
longer.
would have given your part?
Now that would have been funny.
By the way, did you hear her say no or yes?
No.
She just said,
I said that would have been funny if you gave it to Angel.
I said, would you give her your part?
It's not about you can't give me
Oh,
nothing.
now 8 minutes later. Yeah.
Jay Lee, no. What you know about to do is try to pit us against each other. She doesn't have
Put
the
it
power
in my
to
mouth.
give okay? She don't have the power to give me parts.
You called me, sir.
I got you. You know what? Listen, you're right.
Yeah, I'm listening.
The answer is you're correct. And I got you. That's the answer.
Okay, as long as we know that, because this is seizing opportunities. Okay,
That's it.
Amen.
Oh, can I tell you something? On that note, going back to the hustle, I'm gonna tell you something that I learned from the Lou before I got here, and everybody can use this. She said to me, I was getting my hair twisted, right? And she said, look, when you go to LA, I want to tell you something. She said, I used to live in LA. She said, you know, she was in U City, the Loop, really dope little area, you know, black businesses and shops and incense. She said, when you go to LA, I'm gonna tell you something. It's okay to use people. I said, what? She said, it's okay to use people. She said, it's not okay to misuse people.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. So, and this is, you don't have to be in this industry for it at all, but it's okay to use people, right? Don't misuse people. So if you could use somebody for opportunity, you could use somebody for an intro to somebody. Hey man, hook me up. Hey girl, hook me up. I'm gonna use you for your connection. I'm gonna use you for your asset. Hey, you draw. Can I use you for this thing? I can pay you or not. You can figure that out. The misuse is where people fuck up. I'm gonna abuse this situation. I'm gonna abuse the connection. I'm gonna misuse this opportunity. I think that's where a lot of people mess up. But it's okay because think about it. To use someone, you got to know your worth and you got to know what you need.
Right.
You can't ask a favor if you don't know.
Yeah.
You know
No, I think that's like the hardest thing because I've been such like being in the industry here and just in anything. It's always been so hard for me to ask for anything. You know, I don't ask friends for anything. I'm just used to doing it all by myself. And so that's like, you know, we have this thing, people don't know this, but we have this thing called left foot forward between Jay Lee and I, where we just be like, fuck it. We just about to put our left foot forward and just go in the direction that we chose, you know? And so we just going forward, you know? And that was such a big step for me because I'm so used to doing things by myself, not asking enough questions, not using my resources really up until like maybe this year or last year, and asking people that I've built my personal relationships with, and it's going, hey, I want to do that. And then they go, oh, really?
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
You know, you should have said something. Yeah.
You should have said something. I got to say something.
But look at what you just said, though. You have a resource. What else do you do with the resource? Like, what do you do with the resource?
You have to use it.
You have to use it. But you know, it's like everybody talks about LA being fake. And you know, I'm not of any of that. All my friends are real. I'm a real chick. I'm a real bitch. So, you know, I always operate in that way of how to like keep my street code right. I'm not going to use or misuse anybody. And I kind of construe like using and misusing it because
I think we've all done that.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like a friend to somebody and then also in turn ask them for something because then that seems disingenuous to me as a friend because I'm like, if you see me and you see me drowning, how you would want to send me a life jacket, right?
Holla at me.
Because I look out for my friends, you know, so I would think you would do the same. But some people just be like, oh, I didn't know you was even thinking like that. No problem. But you got to test the temperatures so you can see how those relationships and people that you have around you can use them, because you never want people to feel like you're only their acquaintance or their friend just for your own purpose and going forward.
But that goes back to what Jaylee said about knowing your worth. I remember Janine Sherman Barrows. It might be the other way. She's the showrunner for
Claws. Yeah.
Yes.
And that CJ Walker.
Yes. So the big thing, she was like, no, when you are talented and you have something to bring to the table, to say to someone, yo, if there's something that comes up that you think I'm good for, just let me know. I would love to work with you again. She says it's different when you're not talented, when you don't bring anything into the table. Like, because everybody, when you're in the field that you want to be in, everybody wants to look good. And if you're going to help them look good, they're going to want to utilize you in looking good. They're not like, so sometimes, yes, it does take you saying it, just because you might not be the thought that's in their head. So you have to put it in their head. Because she was like, trust and believe. If I didn't have a job and I knew you were on a show, I'd be like, hey, Angel, if you know that they have any writing positions open, please put my name in the hat, and I would trust that you know me as a good writer. If you put my name out there, that I'm not about to embarrass you. Actually, hopefully, it's.
I mean, that's just hard for me, because I do that naturally, and so do you, Angel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we do that naturally.
But y'all don't see. But look,
like if I have an audition and I see it, and I'm like, "Yo, this screams Angel," I'm gonna call Angel, even a chick I don't fuck with. I'd be like, yo, did you get this appointment? Because, bitch, I see you.
Right. It ain't for me, but it might be for you.
And even if I'm going in for it, and we meet up at the same thing, if that's your part of your blessing, it's still going to be attached to me.
Listen, on some, it's some people either from St. Louis or repping St. Louis. So I'm going to tell a real quick St. Louis story that has to do with that. I was back at the crib. It was these Haitian brothers named, one of them was named Chin and one was named Shosho. And Chin was crazy as fuck. And nobody messed with Chin. And they came straight from Haiti to the Loop. And they went to this school. So we used to hoop with these cats, right? And Chin used to fight everybody, right? Not because he was a bad guy, but he just was about all respect. And he tells a story about how he went to school. And this goes back to this. If it's not for me, it might be for you.
Mm-hmm.
He said he went to school. He had got some Jordans. They didn't have a lot of money, but he saved up enough to get some Jordans. Gets to school the first day, cash rolled up on him. Went down to his shoe and was like, pointing at his shoe. Dude looked at his shoe, looked at his partner, and said, hey, they won't fit me, but they'll fit you though. And they stole his shoes.
I can't stand that this is the story that you're telling.
Now time out. This is a redemption story. You think I would? I'm a storyteller.
I'm like, wait, I thought I was so ready for an inspirational story.
Here's the inspiration. They won't fit me, but they'll fit you. Even though he was trying to rob my guy, he was aware enough to know this blessing might not be for me.
Listen, we're not doing these white blessings. We're not doing these white blessings.
Can I finish it?
Go ahead and finish this bull.
But it might be for you. You ever had a dude come up to you, y'all date, like, man, he ain't even that dope, but he might be for my gal. Point being,
I did that before.
See, thank you very much. Now, here's the end of the story.
Boring, but he could get along with my other boring friend.
Boring motherfuckers make boring motherfuckers. You gotta let people just be medium. Boring. Now listen, let me just finish.
That analogy is trash, but go ahead.
Can I finish it?
I'm letting you.
Okay, so he went home with no shoes. The next day, he walked into school, didn't go to his class, opened the door, walked in, beat the shit out of dude that stole his shoes. Because he didn't know he was getting robbed. He was like, maybe this is some of the American culture. You want to borrow my shoes. Beat the dude up. Got sent to the principal's office. Principal was like, hey, stop beating this dude up. He's like, okay. Went home. Came back the next day. Went straight to his class. Beat his ass again. What happened? Finally, it was like, hey, enough of this high school stuff. Let's meet after school at 3 o'clock. We're going to fight in the parking lot. Chin and Shosho show up by themselves. The dudes that stole the shoes came back, gave him his shoes back, said, I'm sorry, man. I apologize for being disrespectful. So the story is twofold. One, if you see a blessing, steal it. Two, beat the shit out of anybody who try to take your blessing. You understand me?
Joey told two sides of trash. And I thank you for that 3
Steal your blessing and then beat somebody's ass who's trying to take your blessing.
Well, you can't steal a blessing.
That's why I called it a white blessing that you were talking about. That's what that is.
That sounds like Wall Street. That sounds like Wall Street.
No, it sounds like that pastor that was like slavery. If we don't want to call it white privilege, we'll call it a white blessing. That's what that was.
Can I go back to my shit snatch? Because that was it.
That's where white blessing is from?
No, I was saying, can I go back? Yeah, I would like to go back to that being my edge of snatch moment on Twitter, because that was definitely it.
Yes, as he said,
that is crazy.
Privilege. Just think of it as white blessings. And I'm like, yeah, if you stealing something, that's what we'll call that white blessing. That's not a real blessing. You're stealing some stuff from somebody else.
But if you think about the story,
that's the mega pastor that said that.
There was a pastor that said it in front of Lecrae, girl. I'll have to send you the link, honey, because it will.
The rapper Lecrae?
Yes, honey.
And what did Lecrae do?
Girl, not enough. He said,
Let his shoes get taken. That's what. See, that's what I tell you.
Everybody on site. Fuck that. In the church, I'm not in the set.
Listen,
I'm in the set.
Listen, that's what I said. What are you about to? What other trash statement?
Try me.
Listen, first of all, I'm only dropping knowledge. You see me? I'm over here trying to drop knowledge. Somebody try to take. Okay, I'm just trying. It's called the hustle, right?
If somebody say that slavery's a white blessing, I'm punching you on sight. I'm
not. That's automatic.
That's automatic. Lecrae, what's up?
I'm talking about that.
Go ahead.
You're a good rapper, though.
No, I wasn't talking about that.
Oh,
go ahead to what you were going to say. Come on, wrap up what you were about to say so we can move it further into the hustle.
I'm out of wine. Go ahead. What's next?
So, what would you?
I'm pouring it in.
Obviously, other than the Lord, and the Spirit, what would you say? I hear an echo. What would you say is like what attribute of yourself got you from one like line in Family Guy to producing your own movie and writing it and directing it
and being on a hit show
and being a series regular on a show that has had multiple seasons
and produced and starring Seth MacFarlane, right?
The answer to that, and unfortunately, I gotta go.
Because you got a class.
I'm teaching a class.
I know. So answer the question. We'll let you go.
The hustle continues.
It's all good. I think I've always just the twofold answer. Growing up playing piano, it was a very strict regimen. The only way you can get good at something is by practicing, right? So the regimen was practice, compete, start over. Practice, compete, start over. And I was good. I'm still pretty good, but I was good. So I won a lot. So to get ready for a competition, you do it, you win. A lot of people peak and they stop. But then you got to start over, right? So this ebb and flow of like work, peak, start over. Work, peak, start over, right? So at every level of my life, it was like peak, start over. Receptionist, right? Like that was all of that. So, but what I did at the front, I treated everybody the same. So the way I talk to you, the way I talk to you, Bree, the same way I talk to Steph MacFarlane, the same way I talk to Favreau, the same way I talk to fucking Mike B, the same way I talk to Ahmed Best, my best friend, same way I talk. Like I treat everybody the same. And I think if there's anything that we've realized during this whole COVID shutdown, before the atrocities that we are all paying attention to, but just sitting in your house, sitting with yourself, I think we've all gotten a pretty good radar on bullshit, and we're just done with bullshit. We're just done with fake bullshit across the board. So when you treat everybody authentically and honestly, And on top of that, have some talent, right? Like I'm good at what I do. I'm confident in that.
Very talented, very.
I appreciate you, sis. You know what I mean? But like, to have something to bring to the table. But I treat everybody the same. Like there's no higher or lower or again, let me misuse this person to get on. None of that. So I think I was so on my path that, and if you're on your path and you can start at any point, I think this idea of being successful young is some bullshit. You can start at 60. It don't matter where you are. You can start tomorrow and be passionate and successful at whatever you want to do. Even if that's just being better at the job you have or a better partner, a better friend, whatever. But I think when you're on that path, truly, things will come to you. You don't have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to fight for what's yours. There's no like, I need my piece of the pie. It's like, there's like 1,000 pies over here that got my name on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you.
Fuels my energy.
Yeah. Well, Jay Lee, thank you, or as I like to call you, Jason, thank you for giving us your time to talk to us, to play with us.
I'm saying I want to shout out my boy Jabe, my frat brother. I'm an alpha.
Yes.
War Ready is his shirt. I'm just jogging. If you fucking know what's happening, you know what's happening. He made these shirts like the day after. And he's a dope cat, and I just want to shout him out real quick.
No, I want that. I want that shirt. I've been looking at it this whole time. Yeah. I love it.
So I just want to shout him out real quick. That's my bro.
Well, Jay Lee, Jason, thank you so much for coming on here, breaking down your hustle. We know you got another hustle. You got to teach class. You teach.
Please give a shout out. Please tell when your movie is coming out on Apple. Everybody, we have a premiere. He's going to do the first premiere in Los Angeles. We haven't done any premiere since COVID, and he is going to be the one to do the first one. So shout out to you.
That's the old title. Let me get you the right one.
Yeah. A typical.
Hold on. Because, by the way, y'all, Brisha's in it. Hold on, wait. You know what? Watch this.
Yes. I will keep reminding them. Brisha's in it, not me. Brisha's in it, and so is Jay Lee. 2 of the 3 people on your screen is in it, not myself.
Hold on.
Well, that means
the next one, I got you.
Nice big part for Angel.
Right. I just want to make sure that it's drilled into your head, Jay Lee, because I've always been nice to you. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Atypical Wednesday.
What makes Gabe happy?
I don't know.
This is therapy, Gabe.
Yo, what are you doing?
Hitchhiking.
I'll give you a ride home, yeah?
Okay. Wait, this is not my house.
What do you mean this is not your house?
It's by the beach.
By the beach? We in the valley. Alec, we're in the valley. I just really need your help.
Is it a white kid did you steal?
We gotta find out where he lives, find out where his parents are so we can return him home.
Is that Millie? You look amazing.
That's your ex-fiance who wants to take you on another trip around the world somewhere.
Well, she caught this one when we were on a sailboat in Jakarta.
You have a woman who's ready for what you say you're ready for. But instead of being a man, you waste time investing in senseless relationships just to prove that there are no sustainable relationships.
Bailey, what are you doing?
I know somebody's been here. Look at this.
Was she your girlfriend?
No, she's just a bunch of whiskey shots and a mistake. Damn, little man, what happened to your kicks?
I guess I must have gotten dirty playing with my friends.
What happened at school today, honey? Why did you do that?
What if Alec is a serial killer? What would we do then?
We will love him just the same. As long as he doesn't kill us.
What do we do to you, huh?
Get on the guard! Get on the guard!
I don't want to do it!
Well, you better breathe. That's 2 strikes.
Awesome!
Yeah, big dog, bang it out!
It's me, Alec. A-L-E-C. Right in a car, going real fast, making it rain.
Stop that. When you think about rapping, just don't. You know?
Okay.
I just wanted y'all to see Brisha in the trailer, but I'll send it to you. You can edit it in. Okay. And I'm going to give y'all a bumper before I go. Ready? Thank you. I appreciate you, Brisha. I appreciate you, Angel, for having me on. I love y'all. I think you guys are beautiful, amazing. Continue to be beautiful and amazing. And I miss you guys, and I can't wait to see you in person.
And A Typical Wednesday comes out when?
Next Friday, June 26th. You can buy it on iTunes. You can pre-order it right now, but then it's going to come out everywhere next Friday. Yeah, right. Next Friday. And
yeah, it's only $5. It was $5 when I bought it.
It's not even $5. It's $4.99.
It's $4.99, guys. Download the movie. You guys will be the first people to see it. It's a very funny movie. I went to a pre-screening and it was so funny. I laughed. I almost peed. It's really funny, very clever.
That's me.
Produced
That's me.
by a black man.
Go teach your class. Thank you so much. And I'll make sure I'll put it in the description of the video as well as in the show notes. Thank you, Jay Lee. We love you.
Love y'all.
Oh, the girls, just before you leave, the girls want to know if you're single, because a couple of them.
It depends. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Listen, I was about to say it depends, but I wasn't gonna give those descriptions. It just depends.
I love y'all. I'm out.
Bye. Oh, that was
so good.
He was a hot dang on mess, but
yes, I love him.
Truly, he did drop some nuggets at the end that I was able to cipher out of, and those 2 nuggets are treat everybody the same. Sometimes we get really starstruck in the people that we think have the most power. And we need to realize that it doesn't matter who has the power at the time. You just need to treat everybody the same because you have no idea who's going to be integral into moving you forward. And then 2, if you're on the path that God has put you on, it doesn't matter. He's going to open the doors that need to be open.
He is. You got to trust him.
Yeah. So those were two really good lay your edge moments that I feel like Jay Lee laid on us.
He did.
Which I appreciate, even though he's a whole hot damn fool. He did have 2 good nuggets. There was a lot of trash that he was spitting, but that's
Jay Lee. Like Jay Lee is always going to give you a covered blessing.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes you're like, I don't see the blessing. The cover is too thick, but he did at least get us to something that I could decipher.
But you'll never forget it.
I won't. That was no. I honestly won't.
No, because if I ask Duval on here, you're gonna get even more of those. So
I can't believe
Jay Lee is.
And do you plan on asking Duval to be on here? Because I
will. Like you. Do you guys want to talk to Little Duval?
Would you all like to talk to Little Duval? We need to know in the comments. We need to see it now. You guys,
you heard Lakeith was coming. Before I gotta have another woman on here. Y'all gonna think I'm a hoe. I just have a lot of guy friends.
You're single. You can have all the guy friends you want.
I mean, yeah, they're really my bros though. Really.
Next week, you guys. Next week, we have such all the guests we've had have been amazing.
Been very special.
From top to bottom, from Notori to Gabrielle Dennis to Nefertari to Lamorne to
Lamorne, and we're all cool. Yeah, we're cool.
Everybody has been amazing. But when I tell you,
you know what? Before the month of Pride Month is due, I might have a nice person that I think should come.
Pride Month is over next week.
Fuck. It is.
I mean, we'll talk about it off camera because we might be able to do more than one person. But the person that I know we have scheduled, Brescia, how if you were them, how excited would you be to have this guest on? This male guest that we're going to have next week.
It's going to snatch your edges out, y'all.
Is it? It's a snatchable. I mean,
I know, like he and I have been friends for years, so I don't take him very seriously, but I am always very in awe of women who meet him and just are graced by him, and they are so like in love.
Let me tell you, listen. They're like, stop messing with us. I got to officially meet this man when I was pregnant with Amar. Even though Brescia and him have been friends prior to that, and I knew Brescia and him were friends. And he was so sweet, and I was like, oh, I see. I already thought that he was an attractive, talented guy, but then I was like, aha, like dealing with him. He held my hand walking up the steps, knowing that I was just like, now I got about 100 pounds on you, sir. Like, but I thank you guys.
And you looked fabulous that night.
Thank you. I think you guys will be excited. They really, really, really want to know.
I'm glad they got you. I'm glad they got you. Because I would have been told him. I would have been like, yeah.
Listen, I told you some of them were up in your DMs trying to find out who it was.
Well, I'm glad I didn't check because I'm not. I'm going to check after. I could.
They want one more.
I could ask Jamie.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Is it Jamie?" Give them. Okay, these are the clues that I gave. These are the clues I gave them, and then we're gonna close out the podcast. These are the clues I gave them.
But then we don't want to give too much away.
Right. I'm gonna tell you the clues I gave them, and then you can decide if you give them a fourth clue. I told them it was a guy. I told them that he was multifaceted.
Very.
And I told them that he was, they asked if he was foreign. And I said, I think that he is foreign. I said, but he might not be. Some people.
Your type. You know, he's a very, I mean, he exudes it, you know.
Yeah, exudes it.
Yeah.
He exudes it. You know how, like, Jay Lee, like I said, Jay Lee knows that he's cute. Like Jay Lee is not, he understands, he's got the whole ripped body. He's not confused on what he brings to the table.
Right.
This guy is not confused at all.
He knows exactly what he does well.
Yeah. So is that,
you won't look at me in my eye no time soon, okay?
So
what, quarantine.
You said, don't you look at me in my eyeballs.
Don't look at me in the eyeballs.
Don't look at me. So, women, what is your hint?
Well, somebody said Childish Gambino.
Yeah, no, Childish Gambino is not fine. He's talented, and you might. I feel like
he's very multifaceted.
You might be attracted to his talent, but like somebody that fits in the stereotypical fine category, I would not say Childish Gambino.
I mean, he's got a little. But I could date a Childish Gambino. I could see myself.
No, I can see you dating him, but that's not. You don't lead with, and he's fine.
No,
that's not how you lead with Childish Gambino.
I'm very attracted to very talented people, but
so give them one more clue. Give them a good clue, but not one that's so.
Well, Angel, you know I suck at this.
Do you?
I do. I suck at clues because you'll be like, girl, you just told them.
There's so many clues left. You can give them a good clue. Don't give them like
talented. He's multifaceted. He's fine. And what was the third one?
He's male because they were guessing women at first. I got them over to men.
Should I give his skin complexion color?
You could do that. I think they can have that.
No. He's very woke.
Oh, y'all never gonna guess it. If that's her clue, they're not gonna guess it from that.
You don't know, but he is very woke. He's all like, queen, goddess, you are. And he exudes that. Not Marlon.
Queen, goddess.
I'll give you that clue. It's not Marlon. We will have Marlon on the show.
I can tell you now with the clues that she gave you.
Shamar never says goddess.
Yeah, you're not going to guess it. With the clues she gave you, you're not going to guess any of the people.
Should I give a skin complexion?
I thought that was a good one. I thought skin complexion was a good one to give. And you said no.
Oh, Christian Keys is a good one.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty. Christian Keys is pretty. And he can sing, y'all. Christian Keys can sing.
He can sing. He's very much so like the guest.
He's like what?
He's very much so like the guest.
You think so?
Because I've hung around Christian I've worked with him.
I guess so. I don't know.
No, he's different. No, this guy's different.
Real quick. And we're gonna get back. We're gonna give y'all a clue real quick. You see that? Your hair. Tell them what you got done, because especially for the people who are on the not watching but listening to the podcast.
Oh my God, I've got Knotless Braids. I've been wanting these for 2 years, but thank God, praise God, I've been consistently going on auditions and working that I haven't been able to get them, and I've been able to put hair and colored hair. My favorite color is purple. So I got purple braids, highlights, and I'm so happy. And the girl that makes my wigs, she came over and did them for me, COVID free. Okay. And took her temperature, and she's super sweet. And she came and did my braids in like maybe less than 5 hours. It's incredible.
Super cute. Your hair was super duper cute.
I'm obsessed. I keep flinging it around. It's only like 2 days old, but I'm like, and you know what, guys? Before I leave, something to hold down your edges. Give me 1 second. Entertain, Angel. I'm gonna give my friend.
I'm gonna give you all another clue. Okay, are y'all ready? I'm gonna give you a clue. I'm gonna give you his complexion.
I'm listening.
He's definitely not white.
He's not white.
He's definitely on the opposite side of the spectrum. He's not white at all.
I'm gonna text him and let him know you guys are so turned.
He's on
Winston Duke. He's a sweetheart too, but no.
Do you think? Yeah, I think based off of his personality, I think he will be even sweeter knowing that you all are excited.
He is. I mean, he's a sweetheart anyway, but
yeah, but I think he'll be like, oh,
yeah, he's very shy. He's very shy.
They wouldn't know that. That doesn't help him. But he is that doesn't have a clue. But he's on the opposite side of the spectrum. Not like David Oyelowo, but like not far from that. And that yeah. That's yeah, you go. There you go.
Y'all better be drunk for him. I want y'all to be just as lit. Kofi is a great. I mean, I don't know.
I think I personally, if I were in your shoes when this person, because when I did tell my best friend Erica who it was, and I had given her a clue thinking that it was going to make her guess, and she was like, and then when I said the name, she was like,
oh, that's what I feel like everybody does. And I feel like he's very specific for Black women. I feel like women know him, but like Black women love him.
Yeah.
And
y'all still haven't guessed it, just FYI. I don't want y'all get too excited. Y'all have not guessed it.
And he's under the radar for some people, but the people that do know him, they love him.
I think there's a lot of people that know who he is that are in the Angel Wings. So it's not gonna be like y'all gonna be like, who? Y'all gonna be like, oh,
y'all better be nice to my friend, okay? He is very
deep, but y'all have not guessed him as of yet. Yeah, I would be excited for Kofi too. I would listen.
That's a phone call.
Yeah, Kofi. We should know all these dudes.
Well, Kofi and I've known him since he was a little boy. I know his mom. We had the same age for years.
He ain't no little boy no more.
He ain't no little boy no more. And I be telling him not to look me in the eye.
He like, stay away. Stay away. Show him what's down their edges, Brescia, so we can close this out.
Yes. What's been? Oh, okay. So, okay, I gotta hold this. Okay, I want to put it on. Hold on.
Okay, Brescia's going to show you something. So for those of you all who are not watching the podcast, Brescia is putting on something that makes having braids and maintaining them easier. And I'm sure once she does this horrible job of getting it on, because she's doing a terrible job. Of getting it on, she'll tell us where it's from, but it allows you. Oh, just horrible. We get it, Brescia. It's you're not helping. It allows you to just wrap the top of your braids so that you don't get too much fuzz at the top, but allows your braids exactly. It is a do-rag. It is a do-rag for women. Brescia is so excited about it. But it does hold your braids in. It's like a sock. It's like a hair condom.
Yes, it's a hair condom. I ordered this because I'm that person that if you're selling something and I know you, I'm going to support you. This is Megan Good's. I think it's called a sack scarf. And it's cute. And she has it in different colors and fabrics. It's silk.
Sure you send me the link. I'll put it in the show notes.
I will. I'll text you the link. But Megan Good has this scarf out, and she knows she's been wearing locks and she wears her short hair and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, so this is Good Girl Raps, guys. Good Girl Raps by Megan Good. And if you have braids or if you have long hair or any type of long style, like if I had my weave in or my wig and I just wanted to conserve, it's really good. It's only $30. Came right on time. And I mean, this, I'm going to call her and tell her how much I love this. I'm going to call her.
I will definitely put the link in the description as well as the show notes so you can get your braid condom by Megan Good. So adorable. Get a braid condom in a paisley print. So you guys make sure you all come back next week for us to be able to help you hold on to your edges or just snatch them out, whichever one. But we're here to do it, and we're glad that you all are here to listen to it and watch it. Please make sure you're following this podcast, and if you are listening to it where podcasts are found, please make sure you rate and review us. It makes us more discoverable. You can find us on Instagram at Hold On To Your Edges Podcast. You can find me at that. Come on, babe. You can find me at That Chick Angel in all of my mini podcasts. Is This Going to Cause an Argument? Mommy Confession. This podcast, as well as Here's the Thing with Kev on Stage, and you can find me at That Chick Angel on every single platform. Where can they find you?
I'm just Bresha Webb, BRESHAWEBB. Google me, baby. I'm everywhere.
Hey.
And you can please shout out first and foremost, and not least but last, whatever they say. Last but not least. Watch Sherman Showcase tomorrow on Juneteenth. Sherman Showcase has a Black History Month spectacular. I am in it. And if you have seen it before, I did a Mary J. Blige impersonation. I did an Anita Baker-esque impersonation.
Hilarious. The funniest thing I've ever seen.
Should I give them a little taste of the song?
Give them a little bit before we close it out.
I sing on there. I play a character named Shatasha. It was Angel's idea, actually, because I was like, I want to do something different. I don't want to do Mary J. Blige again. And because she's brilliant, Angel was like, what about Bone Thugs and Harmony? And I was like, Shatasha from Bone Thugs and Harmonies, guys. The girl was like, oh, Mary. Remember her? Yeah.
Till
house. Like, you need her. So this is Lift Every Trap and Sing, guys. Hold on to your edges.
Hold it to the mic.
Till earth and heaven ring. That's me. That's all you get. That's all you get. Right. So you gotta do all the runs, and that is what Shatasha always gave me. So
yeah, she didn't just give you Alpha and Omega. She gave you something in the middle.
She gave you all the things in the middle.
All right, guys. We will see you next week on Hold On To Your Edges. Until then, hold on to your edges.
Hold on. Hold on to your edges.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Be blessed. Bye.
Be blessed. Love you guys. Thank you.